The very first we talk about this temple, which is the largest temple of Khajuraho. Name of this temple is Kandariya Mahadeva. Kandariya or Kandar means a cave and Mahadeva means Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva in a cave. By our Hinduism, Lord Shiva lives in a cave and that cave is in Himalaya. So this is quite a beautiful depiction of Himalaya or the mountain. And this temple built in 1025, or let's say that in early 11th century, almost 100 years after the Lakshman temple, which is down there, and this one is the largest temple. About 90 to 95% of these Khajuraho temples are very original. 5 to 10% restoration been done, which easily one could recognize by the lighter color of stones like these stairs, or the stone which hasn't got much carving on it. The very first, to understand these kind of big temples, one needs to know what are the major depictions over here. You may see the leaves and flowers decoration at the bottom of the temple. Second subject is animals decoration. We may see the series of elephants, horses, camels, birds, crocodiles. So elephants are the second subject. Third subject is depiction of gods or goddesses. Simply I tell you that if you see a figure which got more than 2 arms or multiple hands are there, means those are the gods or goddesses. Now which gods or goddesses they could be, there are many ways to recognize them by what they carry in their hands, what their iconic symbols are, what their vahan or mount of vehicles are, or what their features are. So there are different ways to do that, we will discuss about it. Fourth subject is apsaras. Apsara means dancing girls, they are always with 2 arms only. Fifth subject is quite famous, which makes Khajuraho very much famous, is Kamasutra figures or eroticas on the temple. Now you see, although this is the largest temple, but still you may find some stones without much carving on it, just to give extra height to the temple. And the very first figure on the main temple, you may see Ganesh. Just look at his multiple hands, although it's broken or beheaded. Yeah, but by the belly you can recognize it, and by the feet you may see his little mouse or the mount of vehicle or vahan is. So that's the Ganesh. Since Ganesh is always the first god to be prayed, we all know that. So the very first figure is the Ganesha on most of the big temples. Then please come over here. Here you may see this is very beautiful depiction of goddess Chamunda, which is one of the incarnation of Shakti. And you may have heard of that there are 2 incarnations of Shakti, one is Kali and one is Chamunda. The figures are quite similar but depicts in different way. Kali figure is very bulky. You would find very big arms, you would find very big belly, and tongue is coming out, so that's quite heavy figure. And Chamunda figure is very skinny. You may count her ribs even, as it's almost lost her fat or anything, so it's a very skinny down to earth. But you got to sharp look at the belly where there is a scorpion on her belly. You see, a scorpion is the sign of desire. Now it depends where the scorpion is. If you find a scorpion on the head here, it's desire to learn something. If it is on the belly, it's desire of hunger or to kill someone like Chamunda did. If you find a scorpion on the lower part, that's more or less physical desire or sign of desire of intimacy or something. We will talk about that also. Please come here. Just come and stand over here and look at that figure. If you can manage the one at the corner, you see the reflection of the mirror. You see a lady and the scorpion on her thigh. Here the scorpion means it's a physical desire, and you may see her hands as she is pleasing herself. Yeah. Then please come further down. As this temple dedicated to Lord Shiva, so you will see many figures of Shiva all around with multiple arms, where they holding a trident, snake, Nandi his mount of vehicle is, And right in the center you may see these are the Kamasutra figures, which are very much influenced from Vatsyayan, who wrote the Kamasutra book. Right up there you may see the couple on the top looking at each other's eyes and making their good romantic mood. These kind of figures are called Mithun figure. Then these are Mathun, where they are very much active. Like right in the center you may see a couple standing on their one leg only, and these two are the attendants to support them. So this one is called one leg position. Here is the man standing on his head, and he is with three demons, which you could easily recognize. So this is on the Sirsasana or on the head. Then please come further and have a look. These two figures, it's a great depiction of two girls where one is doing Anlom and one is doing Bilom. Anlom Bilom or Pranayama. You see the closing the nose or nostrils or opening the nostrils. These figures are very much influenced from Yoga Shastra by Patanjali. and Patanjali was quite contemporary of Vatsyayan or Kalidas. Then please come further down. Now have a look. This figure, you may see a girl or lady beheaded, though, as there are many figures which been disfigured or dismantled. You see, if you sharp look, on one hand she is holding bunch of mangoes, and in other hand there is a parrot. This figure very much influenced from Abhigyan Sakuntalam by Kalidas, where Kalidas wrote about Sakuntala that she is so beautiful that this parrot is little bit confused that what could be more delicious for him. So he is not next to the mangoes, but he is close to her breast particularly. So artists took subject from the different contemporary book of those days. And the best height of this temple we could observe from that corner. So please come down there. Now you see from here, look at all these corners, and each and every corner are having their own temple all the way to the top. Those are the different mountain ranges of the Himalaya. This is the beautiful depiction of Himalaya we were talking about. So these are the different mountain ranges or Parvat Shrinkhalaye of the Himalaya. And the top one is the Mount Kailash, where Shiva lives in by Hinduism. And the great temple or the Kailash temple is in Ellora, the cave number 24, which is made of one piece of stone. And here all these figures been carved on the different stones and assembled one by one with the interlocking joint. We can talk about the interlocking joint also. Just think about that if this is one piece of stone, carvings are here outside we could see. The 2/3 part of the stone we couldn't see, which got some holes in here. Other stone goes on the top with some points which goes into these holes, like Legos. Its base is very broad. It increases in height and decreases in shape. So it becomes conical shape or like pyramid or mountain structure. So stones couldn't go outside. They could not go here and there because of the interlocking joint. And one stone is above on each other, is quite heavy. So their own weight also kept them at the right place. And whole structure is standing on the rocky foundation. And we are not close to any earthquake zone or anything. So they survived for over 1,000 years. If any damage been done over here, that's been done by the humans or during the different invasions, or second sometime by weather, as they left for few centuries without any care. So some small or big trees grown over them, so they also disturbed the balance of the temples, but still they are okay, about 90-95% they are quite good. Okay.